Head Coach Jordan Mincy into the postgame show presented by Varsity Financial Services. First and foremost, Coach, congrats on getting the win. Your first taste of the River City Rumble.
Yeah.
Well, how did it feel?
You know, it was exciting. I just told media, and the reporters in the media room, I just said, hey, the crowd was unbelievable. And so shout out to UNF for their fans showing up and supporting their basketball team. You love to be in that type of environment. But then at the same time, I just want to shout out to our students who came and showed up.
Yep.
We had about 100, 150 students that showed up. And for those young ladies and young men that come across town and support our young men, that means the world to our program. And, shout out to our administration as well, who's always been there and supports us day in and day out. And so, like I said, it was an exciting environment. Loved it. Unbelievable opportunity. And both teams, man, they did a great job of competing.
Yeah, it was nice to hear the Jacksonville fans, the loudest in the building there at the end, as you were hyping them up, hyping them up coming to the sideline.
Absolutely, Coach. Congratulations on the first win in River City Rumble. But one of the things that Scotty and I was talking about is the defensive effort. And you're up by 1 point, and you relying on your defense at the last stretch down the stretch in the game. So what are you thinking in terms of trying to emphasize to your guy when you call a timeout?
You know what? I just told the reporters, it's not one of those things where it's necessarily me talking. I would like to take credit, but it was our guys. It was 5 guys out there, whether it was Tyrese Davis, Osifo, Jordan Davis, Kevin Nolan, whoever it may be. Those 5 guys were connected in that timeout. And so I did less talking, and they did more talking to each other, saying, hey, look, if they run this play, we've gone over this. They were discussing certain actions with Coach Martin on the sideline. And so, like I said, I'm proud of those guys being so connected on the defensive end and picking up their level of intensity and ultimately the level of toughness they showed down the stretch. It was awesome.
The steal is what everybody will focus on, but before that, undoubtedly they were probably trying to get the ball to Carter Hendrickson there for a last-second shot. He doesn't even get a touch on the possession. Is that where the guys kind of knew what they might be trying to do, identifying that, shutting that down, and preventing them from probably really getting into what they wanted to do on offense?
We did. Coach Martin, he was the scout coach, and Coach Martin talked about, it was 3 players for them who usually get the ball in late-game situations. And so that's one of the details that we try to talk about as a team, whether it's number 15 placer, some type of ball screen, ghost action with number 3 Hendrickson, or number 5 James being down in the post and going to that left shoulder. And so the attention to detail that we always talk about in our program is not only with the players, but it's with the scout coaches as well. And so being able to lock in, understand in that moment who key guys or who to cue on in those key moments was huge for us.
Coach, we focus on the defense, but there was some offense that certainly stood out. That three-pointer by Tyrese Davis at the end, sticking it in, up, tie game, you go up 3, you finally get a shot after a couple of trade misses, and that one from Jordan Davis a moment ago that had gone halfway down. Tyrese played a really good game, it looked like, on both ends of the floor here today. One of many guys who played good games, but he kind of stands out for his effort on both ends.
You know what? Tyrese Davis is a key member of our team. He's one of the guys who stayed behind and helped lay the foundation of this program. And so, big shot Tyrese. You may want to call him that, but from our program, we call him Draymond Green. And so, shout out to his father, Tyrone Davis, because I know he's been very influential with his development. So, I just want to shout him out. But Tyrese Davis, Jordan Davis, the level of competitiveness those 2 guys showed on both ends of the ball, man, we always say in our program, win by committee. Those 2 guys, they showed it. They win by committee. Whatever you have to do to win, rebounding, getting steals, hitting big shots, they do it.
Last one for you here, Coach, because you just brought up a couple of names there that certainly are worth mentioning, but Osifo is the one we haven't brought up yet. And man, oh man, he was huge. Foul trouble for Bryce Workman and Mike Marsh in the first half. Marsh dealt with it the whole game, though he was valuable when he was out there. And Osifo, it just felt like every big rebound that needed to be grabbed, he got it. And he was like the Mr. Clean out there. He was grabbing whatever needed to be grabbed. He scored when they needed scores. He was huge here this afternoon.
Scott, talk about his energy. How
the energy
was great. Was his energy? Like he got me fired up. I almost passed out over on the sideline. But his energy was contagious, man. And we can't say it enough how hard he plays on both ends of the ball, but especially rebounding. A guy who goes and gets a double-double, that's what he does. And so, he talked about it a few moments ago to the other reporters, and he said, hey, look, 2 of our best scorers were on the bench, and that shows how unselfish he is. Guys who play his position, he said Mike Marsh, Bryce Workman, those guys were in foul trouble, so I had to do whatever I could to make sure, whether it was scoring or rebound, I needed to make sure I picked up my level of play. And so to be able to be that type of, just that type of person, that type of man, like I said, he's special.
Next man up, and boy, has this team shown that here over the course of this 4-game winning streak. Coach, congrats on the win here today. Your first taste of the River City Rumble, 1-0 in that regard, and more importantly, still unbeaten in the A-Sun Conference and sitting atop the standings. We look forward to catching up again here as soon as we head on the road again.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.